plastic surgery. It removes the... Anyway, maybe I'm just a little bit more attentive to my aging factor than you are, but I notice a difference. That's why they tighten it up right there. So maybe even just put lotion right there, some kind of like tightening thing. Anyway, what are you gonna do? You're getting old. You're gonna die. So, okay. This is just for those of you that are involved and that have followed the Ottawa Freedom Convoy. God bless Canada. Awesome, awesome people. Every one of them dudes. But I'm just sharing what I learned from Tanner, Tire Roasters Garage. And I told Tanner about the IPA down here in Florida. I'm driving a truck right now, by the way. I'm back in Florida. I'm dropping the truck off. I made some money. And then it's back to the beach and the motorhome, and you know, maybe somehow get lucky and Tanner follows up with me. And I know all the great spots, dude, and then we got to go to Ginny Springs, and it'll be the best. All I can tell you is I regret not moving to Florida sooner. I love it, and I think Tanner would too, and I like Tanner because he's just a straight up smart dude, and I like him. But I know people are interested in what happened with Tanner, aka Tire Roasters Garage. Please subscribe. And then there's REVIN Kevin, which I don't really know his social media connections, but for those of you that know REVIN Kevin, he's the guy that was just revving the truck and got the Jake brake on, and pretty much anyone that went down that square, whether it was pretty much any YouTuber, any time of the night, you heard Kevin, ran. It was pretty cool. So Kevin, in my opinion, was one of the most iconic symbols of the convoy. I think just because he was a trucker, he had the, you know, he had the frickin' switch sticks and the frickin' gearboxes, the lit up frickin' undercarriage, and just like kind of like, you know, the cowboy hat and everything. He was just like the Rough Rider, you know, road warrior dude, and great people. And I know Tanner and Kevin were hanging out, and Tanner was explaining, you know, he knew, and you know, I think a lot of us knew Kevin's, the ones that were watching. You can tell the guy was, I wouldn't say not a loose cannon, but definitely a raw, rough around the edges kind of dude. And you know, there's a reason for that, but you know, that's what maybe have led to some of the drama that came into the fold. And the thing is everyone there fighting was, I mean, you're in a war battle mode. You don't really have the luxury to kind of pick and choose your comfort zones. You're going from a rock and a hard place to a rock and a hard place. And the main key thing was banding together as a people, which they did, and it's awesome. But it also ended in some unfortunate backlash from just the losses. You know, these guys losing their businesses, bank accounts seized, trucks seized, and I wouldn't say it got volatile, but you know, you had people just turning on each other from maybe not so much dedication to the country or the movement or the convoy, many things. And it did send a wave across the world, and I think it did have an impact in a large way, because I think indirectly these scumbags are backing down. I don't know what the latest is in Canada with their mandates, but I know it shut them up a little bit because they were backing down a lot of their mandates, different provinces and whatnot. But you know, there's a lot going on in the world. But I think overall, COVID is starting to dissipate, and their totalitarian, that's not the word. You know, these dictators are stepping down a little bit, and for whatever reason, Ukraine is the hot topic, and who knows. Back to Tanner and Rev and Kevin though, had a falling out, and unfortunately it just came to probably a factor of, you know, Kevin being, you know, his house and his life and his income and everything was that truck, and he sacrificed that, which is very brave and valiant. But once he was out of that comfort zone, he kind of started depending on a lot of people. And Tanner, being a self-sufficient kind of entrepreneur, you know, good with his money, a little bit maybe more responsible, very caring dude, was trying to help Kevin. And maybe when he got in a position, anyway, so they got a hotel. And this is all just me watching the videos. Obviously, you can watch whatever, but there's a lot of content going around. And I got nothing else better to do than watch this stuff because I drive a truck. So ultimately, after the battle, the cops came and police towed out the vehicles, and kind of like the fire died down, everyone's kind of collecting themselves, and Tanner was with Kevin and trying to maybe keep the moral support going. Plus, they had a kind of relationship building, but apparently Tanner and I think Ryan was it, or I forget the other dudes, but they had gotten a hotel, and Kevin was just maybe a little bit disgruntled, or he kept smoking in the hotel room, and there was like a $500 fee for that at another hotel. And I'm trying to do a paraphrasing best I can, reiterate the story. If you want to hear it from me or them, you can go find it. But Tanner does have it on his video, or Tire Roaster. But I think I thought I'd make a more packaged rephrasing of what happened. And ultimately, Kevin was smoking in the hotel for another hotel, and then they went to another hotel, whatever. They're hanging out, and I guess they had to jump around. And then Kevin was smoking again, and he's like, no one tells me what to do, blah blah blah. And apparently he got confrontational with Tanner, and Tanner's been only doing anything but helping him. And it came to like a threatening somewhat situation. And so then apparently Tanner didn't want to leave him out in the blue, because as it's right now on a Friday, to the 26th, is it? I don't know, whatever Friday is, I don't know what date it is. But I think they had to take him to another friend because they didn't want to desert him, but he's just a little disgruntled. He doesn't have his truck, he doesn't have his bed, he doesn't have his home. I don't know what his financial situation is, and you know, and now he has no income. So, you know, valiant in his sacrifice for sure, as well as most of these guys, and we all really appreciate what you guys did. I do very much. I was at the bar with a Canadian flag cape on in America. See my videos. Anyway, so it's unfortunate Kevin and Tanner had kind of a falling out, but they were only friends for a couple weeks. Obviously they bonded because of the agenda at hand, which was to stop these evil bastards from what they were doing. And I think they very much succeeded, and they held the line. But you know, people that were following this I guess Tanner was, to me, one of the big players, and you know, the more of the entertainment factor of what was happening, because the dude's quite entertaining, I think. Kevin was interesting, very prominent figure. And then, you know, there were the other dudes. You got Zot, Travel, 69, Out of Walks, Mr. Sunshine. I forgot this Mr. Sunshine. You know, all them dudes. Great reporting and whatnot. Nonetheless, I think that's it. Dropping this truck off. Maybe Tire Roaster, Mr. Tanner, you'll get this. I did email you. I recommend you roll that bitch down to Florida with your diesel. I got some good spots, you know. It'd be a new adventure. I don't know if you can get down here, but I was going to go to Washington, but I think I might be changing my plans for many reasons. But wrapping this truck up, I'm turning it in. I got a little bit of chunk of money to work some money with. And I'm going to go back to the hustle after I relax for a week on the beach. I can't wait. Anyway, so that was the basic overview of Kevin and Tanner. Obviously, there's way more details Tanner could give, but this was just maybe just a specific video on that, because a lot of people maybe that were watching it were wondering what happened. And I hope I didn't leave anything out, but in a nutshell, I think they were both just stressed out. Mostly Kevin, I think, lashed out. And I get their frustrations, and it's sad. Hopefully they can mend those relationships someday, but sometimes you just gotta live and learn, and no one's perfect. Everyone has their little problems that they deal with in different ways, and when you're dealing with something traumatic like what they went through and what they sacrificed, tempers can flare and emotions. So it's understandable, but I respect all you guys, and thank you. So that being said, I'm going to leave now, and if you want to subscribe, I mean, I got 20 to 30 subscribers. I mean, I'm going places. Anyway, I'm gonna go now.